Zadaniu pierwszym, which of these is the equation of a straight line? Equation of a straight line. Mx plus c. That's the usual. The first one, 6x squared. Would that be a straight line?
No.
No. How about the second one, x minus 6?
No.
Yes. That
Yes.
will be it. Y equals x minus 6. M is here 1. And c is negative 6 there.
Oh.
So where is x without the square? It will be a straight line, but it must not be 6 over x. If x is in denominator, it's not a straight line, it's that hyperbolic fraction. 0.28. As a fraction, so some fraction of 0.8. So we have to multiply 0.8 by something to get 0.28. Let's change decimals to fractions. And there will be something times 8 over 10. So maybe let's try the first one, 7 over 20. Let's see. So on the right-hand side, we have 7 over 20 times 8 over 10. We should simplify first. Let's divide by 2, factor 2. So 20 by 2 is 10, and 8 by 2 is 4. And I did that because I want common denominator 100. So from that multiplication by 10, we would need another 10 to make it 100. So what would be at the top? 7 times 4 is 28 by 100. And this is exactly what we want. So the first is correct. The first fraction. Execute a calculation that increases 240 by 7.5% increase. So we will have 100% plus 7.5% together being 107.5%. And if percent means divided by 100, if we are divided by 100, we are moving the dot 2 places to the left. So 1.075. This is that increase in decimal, 240 times this. And is there a... Yes, there is. That third option is the answer.
Okay.
All right. 4. We have two triangles, right-angled, and we have the same sides, 5.3 there, 5.3, and the hypotenuse 9.2, 9.2. Circle the reason why triangles are congruent.
Right angle hypotenuse side?
Tak. RHS. That's it. Work out 80 million divided by 200. Okay, we can cancel 2 zeros at the bottom and 2 zeros at the top. So divide both by 100. And then we can divide all of that by 2. So it will leave us 4 from that 8 by 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 4 times 10 to the power 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the standard form. Three to the power 12 over 3 to the power 7. What we should do with powers?
12 minus 7? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
With division, we are subtracting the powers.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 to the power 5, and we should now calculate this. And this is non-calculated paper, so let's write 5 times 3, and there is a multiplication between them, right?
Mm-hmm.
It means 3 to the power 5. So from here we have 27, and from here we have 9, so just 27 times 9. So 243 is the answer. In B, we should simplify this and put it as a power of 2. So that 8 is a power of 2. Is the third power, is a 2 cube. And the rest without change. And now we have the common base, so we can add the powers only if there is a multiplication between them. So we have 13 here. Group of 98 students. 25 study both art and French. 10 study art but not study French, so that's that. 41 study French, and that's 25 and 16 together, 41. Joe drops the Venn diagram to represent the information. This thing, epsilon maybe, is the everyone, the group of 98. A, the students who study art, and F, the students who study French. Make 2 criticisms of his diagram. Can you think about anything that it's not right here?
Maybe that. Wait, 10.
So the total.
Yes.
10, 25, 16, and 48. Let's try that. It's 9. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9. So we have 99 instead of 98.
Yeah.
So the first thing, numbers do not add up to 98. How about what else? What else is not right? Do we know which is what?
No.
No, the groups are not labeled and should be. Yeah, we shouldn't just assume from the body of exercise what it's saying, which is art and which is French. It should be clearly show that this is art and this is French. And that's that. In a week, Samir is paid a basic hourly rate for the first 30 hours worked and an overtime hourly rate for any extra hours worked. The graph shows his pay for working up to 40 hours in a week. So we have hours work, and this is that 30, first 30, right? And this is the point of bend where the line looks a bit different. Can you see that there is a different angle than was here?
Yeah.
So we have different gradient. Okay. Work out the ratio, basic hourly rate to overtime hourly rate. Okay, so basic pay. We can take from this point. So for first 30 hours, he earned £450. So to get 1 hour, we should divide that by 30. Right? Divide by 30, both sides. So we can get rid of zeros. So it's just 45 by 3, it's 15. So we have £15 hourly rate, and now overtime. We need to catch the difference. So there are 10 extra hours as overtime. And for that 10 hours, he earned the difference between 700 and 450. Is it 250?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so to find 1 hour, we need to deduct by 10. So the same on the other side. And this is just no zeros, £25. And now the ratio, basic hourly rate, 15 to overtime, 25. And we need that in the simplest form. So we can divide both by 5, being the common factor, 3 to 5. And that's the answer. Dziewiątym A. In each box, write a fraction less than 1 to make a correct calculation. So we need 2 numbers that will go to 3/10 after multiplication. So maybe let's just try with 1/2, for example. It's less than 1. And what we need to multiply this by to reach 3/10. So what must be the second fraction?
3 and 5.
Yes, and it's less than 1 again. So that's one of the answers. In B, we have decimal, less than 1 to make 6/100. We can change the decimal to fraction just to ease the calculation. And we can try similar method with, I don't know, 1/10. That seems easy. And what would be the other number?
6 times 10, 6/10.
Yeah, 6/10. So now let's convert that back to decimals. 1/10 is 0.1 and 6/10 is 0.6. If we multiply this, it will be 6/100 or 6/100.
Dobrze.
That's that. In 10th, we should use ruler and compasses. Okay. A, B, C, D represents a garden. A tree is to be planted in the garden. The tree will be in the region that is closer to A, B then to BC. So if a tree should be closer to AB than BC being there, so we need to find a bisector of this angle. Do you know how to do that with the compass?
No.
Okay. So let me teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Take your compass and put one leg in B. I robisz łuk, an arc. From there to there, and it has to intersect the side. I potem nie możesz zmienić ustawienia tego cyrkla. On, tak jak go rozszerzyłaś odtąd dotąd, tak ma zostać.
Tak.
Potem nóżkę przekładasz do jednego z tych miejsc i znowu robisz łuk. Nie, gdzieś tam, nie? W środku. Potem przekładasz tę nóżkę i idziesz do tego drugiego miejsca, ciągle nie zmieniając rozstawień nóżek.
Tak.
I zakreślasz kolejny łuk, tak żeby się przeciął z tamtym. I tam, gdzie się przecięły, bierzesz linijkę i łączysz z B, z tym wierzchołkiem. Powstał nam bisector of that angle, czyli mamy dwie równe części kąta. I co to robi? Jeżeli siedzisz w tym miejscu, to jesteś w równej odległości od tego boku i od tego boku.
Tak.
To jest własność tego bisectora. Tu jest right angle i tam jest right angle. Jakby był tu, no to ta odległość jest taka sama jak ta odległość. No i zadanie mówi, a tree will be in the region that is closer to AB than to BC. Więc interesuje nas ta strona bez tej linii, więc tutaj trzeba zrobić dotted line. Yeah, we want to exclude that line because on that line a tree is exactly close to AB and BC. So if you want to make it closer to AB, we need to exclude that line. So make it just dotted. I think we should make that line of bisector as long as possible. So to cover the whole thing, the whole garden, and make it dotted, for example, with eraser. In a few, and label our region by R and shade it a bit. Two shapes P and Q. P is the 3/4 of a circle where radius is 20 centimeters, and Q is 1/3 of the circle where radius is 15 centimeters. How many times bigger is the area of P than the area of Q? How many times bigger? So it should be P over Q to find that value. How many times is the one on the top bigger than the thing on the bottom? So the area of P, and in P there's a 3/4 of the whole circle, so let's put that 3/4 at the beginning, pi, and the radius 20 squared. Okay, 3/4 times 20 squared is 400, and then pi. So we can cancel this with that, leaving 100 So it's 300 pi. And Q, the area is 1/3 of the circle where radius is 15. 15 squared, 225. So 1/3 of 225 and then pi. Most likely it will cancel. So 225 by 3. 22 by 3 is 7 minus 21. 15 by 3 is 5. So 75 pi. So put that into ratio. P over Q. Ratio or division or fraction is all the same. 300 pi over 75 pi. Pi's will cancel. And now let's try to simplify this. 300 by 75. If we divide both by 3, it will leave us 100 on the top and 25 at the bottom. And that's 4. So 4 times bigger. In a game, 2 bags, A and B, contain cards. Each card is marked yes or no. The table shows the number of each type in the card in the bags. So 3 yes, 2 no, and then 1 yes and 9 no. In the game, a player picks 1 card, the random from each. The cards are then put back into the bags. Complete the diagram. How many cards in total we have in bag A?
5.
5 cards. And in bag B, 10.
Yes.
So the probability of having yes card in bag A is 3 over 5. 3 cards out of 5 total is possible. And no is 2 over 5. Then from bag B, we have 1 over 10 being yes, and 9 over 10 being no. And exactly the same on the bottom, 1 over 10 and 9 over 10. Diagram completed. Now let's use it. To win a prize, a player must pick 2 cards marked yes. 450 people each play the game once. How many people are expected to win a prize? So 2 cards marked yes, it will be this way, yes and yes. We cannot go another way because one of them will be no. So it's the only route we can go.
Yes.
And then we have to multiply those probabilities and then times number of people that played 450. $45 and 5 can cancel to 9. So 3 times 9, 27 people are expected to win. In the 13, we have to solve something that can be multiplied by cross. Let's cancel that down first before multiplying. So we can divide by 5, this and that. And we can divide by 2, this and that. So on the left-hand side, we'll have just that W. And then 15 by 5 is 3. times 4 by 2 is 2, so W is 6, and that's it. Dalej mamy 15 workers can complete a job in 8 days. How many more workers are needed to complete a job in 6 days? Okay, so that job, if one worker be at site, it will take 15 times longer. So it's instead of direct proportion is inverse proportion. So for one worker, the same job will take 120 days. And how to make 6 out of 120?
Divide by 2, 20.
20, yes. So that one worker will be times 20 then, right? Inverse. So 20 workers to get a job done in 6 days, which means that we need 5 more workers. And that's that. The cross-section of a prism has n sides. Circle the expression for the number of faces of the prism. Let's try with 5 for now. And let's... If it's a cross-section, it means that it will look something like that. Can you see it?
Yes.
So we have what? 5 faces on the sides, plus 2 being top and bottom. Yes, so if that 5 was n, then we'll be adding the number of sides being the faces on the side and then top and bottom. So n plus 2 will be our answer. Circle the letter of the possible sketch of the graph x cubed minus 4. Which one you think will that be?
D? No, A.
A. Yeah, that negative 4 is the y-interception.
Yes.
So yeah, that will be negative 4 there. Indeed, that will be plus 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the others are parabols. Okay. Next one. 75 people attend a clinic. Their ages are recorded and a cumulative frequency diagram is drawn. A nurse makes a statement about the ages of the people. He says more than twice as many people are in their 60s as in their 50s. Is he correct? Twice as many are in 60s than in 50s. Yes, in 60s we have here 66 people.
Mm-hmm.
Starting from 30. So that's 36 people. And in 50s, we have 30 and 13. So that's 17 in total. Yeah, so that's more than twice. More than twice, yeah. And that's the working to support the answer.
Okay.
To zadanie wbrew pozorom jest bardzo fajne. Po lewej stronie nic nie robimy, bo mamy tam każdy inny term. Tu jest do trzeciej, tu jest do drugiej, tu jest do pierwszej, a tu jest do zerowej, jak nie ma nic. To, co trzeba zrobić, to simplify the right hand side and then compare the coefficients next to each power of x to the left hand side, and that will be our a, b, and c. Okay, so first brackets. Jak mamy już wymnożone nawiasy, to znajdźmy similar terms. X squared, x and x. No i tu nie ma pary. I teraz, tam gdzie mamy x squared, dajmy go przed nawias, factorize, a w nawiasie to, co było przy tym pierwszym, czyli 2, dodać, to było to, co było przy tym drugim, dodać b. O, to jest przy naszym x squared. Tak samo z x, factorize, and 4 from the first one, plus c from the second one, minus 10. No i teraz mamy x cubed, x squared, x to the power 1 and nothing. And that nothing, negative 10 się zgadza. Dobrze, no to teraz weźmy na przykład to, co jest przy x cubed. Z lewej strony jest 12, a z prawej jest 2a. No to a must be 6, żeby to było równoważne. Ma być to samo po lewej i po prawej. No to jak weźmiemy x squared, z lewej to było 7, tak? Czyli to, co stoi przy x squared. Z lewej to stało 7, a z drugiej stoi 2 dodać b. No to b to 5. No i teraz to, co stoi przy x. Z lewej strony jest to 3, a z prawej 4 dodać c. Czyli to c to ile?
Minus 1.
Tak. No i jest 6, 5 and negative 1. The first terms of a sequence x, y, and xy. So the sequence is continued by multiplying the previous two terms. Okay, so yeah, in fact, if we multiply x and y, it will become xy. Check with the fifth. Okay, so let's start x, y. If we multiply them, it will be xy. If we multiply this, it will be xy squared. Then again, if we multiply this, it will be x squared y cubed. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is the fifth term. X squared y cubed. Yeah, there is an answer. The eighth term of the sequence is x to the power 8, y to the power 13. The value of this term is negative. What does it mean about the values of x and y? Tick one box for each row. How about x? X is in the power 8, which is even number. And 13 is odd.
Yes.
So if we have even power, what would that do to the signs? So a positive number squared will be still positive.
Yes.
Negative number squared will be
Positive.
Positive. So x could be either signs. How about y? Positive number to the power 13 will be still positive. How about negative number to the odd power? For example, negative 1 to the odd power 3.
3.
No. Power 3 means
1.
Let's see, negative 1, and negative 1. So we have 3 times the same, right?
Yes.
And from the first two, so we are looking for pairs, 2 negative, creating a positive number. And that
So
positive
1.
number with that negative at the end will be, again, negative.
-1. Yes.
So the negative number to the odd power will create a negative number. So we will have an x with the even power, so that will be always positive. And then y, what must be y to create a negative in the, like from the both of them? That it will be positive and the outcome should be negative, so y must be negative as well. Y must be negative. In 20th, we need to rearrange to make x the subject. First, let's get rid of that fraction. To do that, we can multiply by x over 1 here to cancel that, top and bottom. And we need to do the exact same thing on the left side, so times x over 1, which is just times x. So x times y equals, here, once it cancels, it will leave us just the numerator on the right side. Okay?
Yes.
Now, let's move that x from here. So deduct 5x, deduct 5x. And because there is that y sitting next to x, these are 2 different terms. So let's write them just one next to each other. 5x minus 5x, it will cancel, so leaving just 9. And here, x is a common factor, so let's factorize it. Put x in front of the parentheses. From the first, it will be y, and from the second, it will be -5. Equals 9. So to make x as a subject, we should now divide by this whole thing that is sitting next to x. And the same on the other side. We can put that on fraction 9 over y minus 5, and that's the answer. In 21st, we have vectors. 5 points are connected. So we have this direction, and this direction. FG vector is equals to EH vectors. FG, so from F to G equals to EH. Okay, so this length is twice that length. Work out FE in terms of A and B. Okay, so that FE vector is negative EF. So to the different direction. And that EF vector, we can build it from EG vector plus GF vector. Yeah, to make it this, from E to F, we can go from E to G and then from G to F.
Yes.
And that GF is negative FG. So EF is EG plus negative FG. Yes, so if we want a vector being the other way, we can make this as a negative. Okay. Let's see EH. EH is ED plus DH. Yeah, to go from E to H, we can go from E to D and then from D to H.
Yes.
And this is where our letters hit. So that's 3A plus B plus A plus 6B. So EH is 3A plus A is 4A, B plus 6B is 7B. Okay. So we have EH, so we can now put it in there. FG will be twice EH. So 8A plus 14B. Negative will be just with negative signs, and EG, we have EG already. Okay, so I think we have all needed. EF is EG 2A plus 15B plus negative FG 8A, and then again minus 14B. To A plus 15B plus and minus, minus 8a, and then again minus 14b. 2a minus 8 minus 6a, 15 minus 14 is positive 1, so plus b. Work out FE. So FE is negative EF, so 6a minus b, right? We are changing the signs, and that's the correct answer. We need to change both to fractions. And to do that, we are saying that x is that our number 68888, and y, it will be that other number 0.45555. Then we are moving the dot. To move the dot, it's just 10 times x. So the dot will be there, 6.8888. And same with y. Then y is 4.5555. And now we can do further to 100x, which is another place, 68.8888. And 100y is again another point, 45.555. And we did that to make the same decimals parts on each. So this is just 888 and this is just 555. So now let's mark the second line, the second equation as 2 and the first as 1. And we can then do second minus the first. So 100 minus 10 is 90x. And on the right hand side, if we deduct those decimals, it will then cancel the decimal part because these are exactly the same. So 68 minus 6 is 62. 0.0 because the decimal parts cancelled. Okay? So yes. Then x is 62 divided by 90. And with y, it will be 90y equals 45 minus 4 is 41. And again, the decimal parts cancel, 200. So y is 41 by 90. And now what we needed to do, deduction, x minus y. So 62 over 90 minus 41 over 90 is 21 over 90.
Yes.
In the simplest form, so let's cancel. Let's divide by 3, 7, and then 30. And that's it.
Okay.
In 23rd, on the grid, identify the region represented by 3 things. So we have x more than 3. So now let's find x, and where x is 3. So there will be that line, but there is a more, right? Greater. So not greater or equal. So we need to do this line dotted. Yeah, so just erase a few things here and there. So this is that line, y more than 1. So y equals 1 is there. And again, there is a greater, so we need to dot it. So exclude that line. And then that x plus y less than 7, we need that transformed, I mean changed, make y as a subject, because the straight line is in this form and we want that form. So it will be negative x, let's put x at the front, and then plus 7, right? To move x, then negative x here and there. Okay, so negative 1x plus 7. So let's find that 7 first, as this is the point of intersection, and negative x is just a straight line going with the grid descending, right? Negative gradient. And that is less or equal, so that line can be solid, not dotted. And again, now let's put everything together. More than 3 is there. This is more than 3.
Yes.
More than 1 is there. And less or equal, this is there.
Okay.
And our region is, of course, that triangle. So where they all meet with this line, but without those lines. That must be dotted. Just this one is solid line. And this is our region. Simplify fully. 6 over a minus 11 over 4a. We have deduction. There is no equal between them, so we cannot do the cross multiplication. To deduct fraction, we need common denominator, being 4a. So let's do times 4 here. It will give us 24 over 4a minus 11 over 4a. 24 minus 11 is 13 over 4a. And I think that will do.
Okay.
Ok, tutaj widzę dwie rzeczy. To na dole to jest difference of two squares dots. To znaczy, że a squared minus b squared equals a minus b times a plus b. So it will be, so y squared minus 9, how can we factorize it?
Y minus 3. Y minus 3.
Plus.
Plus 3.
A to na górze quadratic formula. Quadratic formula for y. In our terms we have. A is 1, yeah, so that is what is standing next to the squared. It's A. Then
Yes.
this is B. B is 10, positive 10. And then C is positive 21. Yeah, A, B, and C.
Yes.
Okay. So putting to the formula. Negative B is negative 10 plus minus square root. B squared 100. Yeah, 10 squared is 100. Minus 4 times A, which is times 1, times C, which is 21. Divided by 2A, so 2 times 1. Okay. Minus 10 plus minus. What is inside the square root? 100 minus 4 times 21 is 84 divided by 2. So it's minus 10 plus minus square root of 16 by 2. So y is minus 10 plus 4 by 2, or y is minus 10 minus 4 by 2.
Yes.
So 1y will be minus 10 plus 4 is minus 6 by 2, negative 3. Or y is negative 14 by 2 is negative 7. And now we want to put this in factor form of quadratic equation. A was 1. Y stays as y. That y1 is the first. So minus 3 is plus 3. And then another one is y plus minus 7, which is, sorry, there should be minus as well. Minus first y and then minus second y. So plus 3 and plus 7 in both. Okay. So now let's go back to the thing. In that thing, oh, from here we have common factor being y. So we can put that outside the brackets. From y squared, if we take one y, we'll leave with just another y, and then minus 3 from the other. Okay?
Yes.
Then times. And on the top is what we had, plus 3 and plus 7, what we just did. And on the bottom, there is that difference of 2 squares, y minus 3 and y plus 3. And thanks to that, we can cancel a few things. Y plus 3 there and y plus 3 there. Y minus 3 there and y minus 3 there. So we will have y times y plus 7 next. Speed time, 50 seconds journey. Acceleration, halfway through the journey. Halfway through the journey, that was in 25th second, so somewhere here. And look, we have constant speed of 20 meters per second. So what would be the acceleration in this point?
0.
0, yes. The speed does not change, so the acceleration is 0. Work out the total distance traveled. Speed is distance over time. So distance is speed times time. Tak?
Yes.
So from that first bit, we have 20, first part, 20 times 10.
200.
200 meters. In the second part, we have 20 again times 30 is 600. And in the third part, we had 20 again times 10, 200 again. With speed time graph, the distance is the area, I believe. So this part, we multiply 20 by 10, but there is a triangle, so we need a half from this. The area of that triangle is half of the area of the rectangle out there.
Yes.
And same with the last part. And the total is 800, which is the correct answer. Zoe and Amy are playing a board game. They each have one disc and take turns to roll a fair ordinary dice. A player moves the disc clockwise, the number of spaces shown on the dice. The winner is the first player whose disc is on home at the end of the turn. Here's a board after Amy's turn. So Amy is here, Zoe is there, and they want to be there. Work out the probability that Zoe wins within next 2 turns. Zoe. Next 2 terms, so she should have 1 and then 2. Or 2 and then 1. Or just 3, and she will win she will win after that first roll. Okay, so we need here a probability of 3. It's just 1/6 because 3 appears only once. Yeah, so this is 1/6, one side of all out of 6 possible.
Yes.
Probability of 2 is again 1/6 and then times probability of 1, which is 1/6 as well. So the total probability is 1/36 because we need to multiply. Yeah, this and this. Same at the top is 1/36. So the total is the addition of them all. So 1/36 plus 1/36 plus 1/6. We need common denominator, so let's multiply by 6 there. So from the first 2, it's 2/36 plus 6/36, which is 8/36. 27. The graph shows some funny function. On the grid, draw minus f of x is the symmetry around OX axis. So let's try with this somewhere here, and that point of intersection will stay the same. So here it will go somewhere there and go back to this. Then it should go there. And then it will bend and go there. (28) Work out the value. Cosine of 30 times sine of 45 times tangent of 60, and that whole squared. Cosine of 30, so square root of 3 divided by 2 times sine of 45 is square root of 2 divided by 2. Tangent, to jest sine over cosine. Sine 60 is square root of 3 by 2 times cosine of 60 is 1/2, but KFC, co nie, division, zamieniamy na multiplication przez flipped. So 1 over 2 is 2 over 1, so that will be just square root of 3. Squared. Okay? 10 square root of 3 i tamten square root of 3 together is just 3 times square root of 2 divided by 2 times 2, 4. I to wszystko squared. No to 3 squared to 9. Square root of 2 squared to 2. No i 4 squared to 16. We can simplify this and that. 9 over 8.